This is a brief overview of the level liner coating system used to seal the Living Waters water treatment concrete basins, designed by Aquanova Engineering. Many of you are familiar with the application of level liner coatings on metal cooling tower basins. The actual application on concrete does not vary much for the actual coating, but differs in the surface prep required and the use of reinforcement fabric. Level Liner has prepared a concrete repair manual that addresses most concerns of sealing and waterproofing new and old concrete containment basins. It is available on our website and can be downloaded from there, or you can ask and we will send it to you via email. Please read the manual that provides answers for most of the problems you may encounter, and the stages of application are listed here below. As in all coating systems, the surface should be clean and dry. The moisture content should not exceed 5% when applying the concrete penetrating epoxy to the concrete base. All bug holes, spalls, cracks that are greater than 1/8 of an inch should be filled with hydraulic cement prior to coating to ensure a smooth surface. Mixing and applying the concrete penetrating epoxy requires the materials mentioned here on the sheet. Read the instructions in MSDS sheets prior to use. This is a medium solids epoxy and contains butyl alcohol that is volatile. Precautions should be taken if the conditions present a confined space hazard. Applying the concrete penetrating epoxy. Pour the parts A and B into an empty 5-gallon bucket and mix thoroughly with an electric paddle mixer for approximately 4 to 5 minutes. Pour the contents into an ordinary garden Hudson sprayer, pressurize, and spray onto the concrete surface. Click on the short video here and it will show you the application starting from the top and in a manner that prevents excessive application. Move downward when the mixture begins to saturate the surface and starts to drip downward. Once the epoxy has been applied, let it cure overnight and be ready for coating with the Eco 5000. This system calls for a fully lined system and an embedded polyester reinforced fabric. It is best to start with cracks, joints, and corners by applying a thin coat of the Eco 5000 and then lay a fabric into it and let it stand until the fabric will no longer move when an overcoat is applied, or when it's pushed slightly with your fingers and it will not move. When the joints, corners, and cracks have been coated and lined with the fabric, coat the remaining wall surfaces with a thin tack coat and embed the fabric along all walls. After all the walls have been lined with the fabric, wait until it will no longer move when touched or pressed to apply a finish coat. Finalize the basin with a tack coat on the floor and embed fabric into the tack coat. Wait until the fabric will no longer move easily again in the tack coat, and then apply the finish coat over the fabric, making sure to tie in all of the edges with the vertical surfaces by rolling upward along all edges. Once the coating has been finished and cured, it must be tested, and the provisions for testing, both electrostatically and hydraulically filled, are all set out in the specifications.